Hi guys! So I wanted to give you an update on how everything's been going. It's been about 9 weeks since I started this journey. I started my marathon training last month. It's been really freaking hard. But it's been going decently well. I am not sticking to the program 100%. I'm following the program from RunRx. It has me running about 3 times a week, some intervals, and like one long distance run every week. But it's just been really hard to balance the running and the lifting and working and studying. And the thing with the running for me, the run program, I believe it did say it was for beginners as well, like for someone that's new to running and hoping to complete their first half marathon. But I feel like it's not. I'm not sure. I might just be so, I don't run at all. So I can't run that much, that fast, that quickly. So I think it is kind of putting a toll on my body. Definitely feeling the hips and my calves. And that's also affecting my knees. And I have been cutting down on the run workouts because I do run when they're programmed into the workouts that Coach Ben programs for the class. So I figure I am getting some running done other than the running program, so I'll be okay, I hope. I am questioning though if I'm going to finish the half marathon in under 3 hours because it's my time cap, and I really that's my goal. It's just to finish. I don't care if it takes me 2 hours and 59 minutes and 59 seconds. I just wanna finish. As far as lifting goes, I have been doing pretty well. When you stop exercising, strength is probably the hardest thing to gain back. And that's how I feel right now. But we did recently test for our maxes as part of the training program that I'm following, which is Cal Strength's Barbellwod. And we tested back squat and snatch 1 RMs last week. And I did gain a 20-pound PR on my working 1 rep max back squat. I say working 1 RM because my all-time PR was a long time ago, and I haven't been training consistently since then. So I did test for a working 1 RM in November, I believe. So my 1 RM in November was 225. I hit 245 last week. I'm pretty happy, especially with the weight loss. I was thinking I was going to lose a lot of strength, but I'm still gaining it back. And then as far as the snatch, that was shit, but like I said, I haven't been training consistently. Snatch, even though I've been following this program consistently, I'm still so far from gaining my snatch strength back, and it actually wasn't that high to begin with. I think my all-time PR was 130. My working 1 RM snatch is 95. I hit 100 pounds last week, so 5 pounds. It was pretty crap. And I gotta say, I was not feeling well that day. So I'm gonna put partial blame on that. And then as far as the diet goes, so it's been 9 weeks. Usually I like to take progress photos and measurements every 4 weeks. So I should have, or I would have taken them last week. But I was in the middle of Shark Week, and when you're on Shark Week, you don't know. You feel like a fat, oversized beluga whale that's in pain and bleeding. Sorry for the visuals, but it's pretty accurate. And so I know a lot of the girls in the RP cutting group suggested not to do any measurements during Shark Week because they will fluctuate. And I decided this time around that I would, because I would just get curious to see how much weight I would gain during Shark Week. And I was up like 2-3 pounds, which is a lot. Most of it's water and all that bloatiness. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not taking any photos or measurements right now. It won't paint an accurate picture. So I did it today, and I'm very pleased with the results. I have to say that I probably would have gotten even better results if I hadn't had a few slip-ups. And I think the hardest thing with sticking to RP diet is sticking to RP diet while on my period. I admit that I am a very emotional person normally, and so when I'm on my period, I am extremely emotional, extremely moody. I could become quite depressed, and the pain that I experience, I like to take it out on food. So, yeah, I've had a few slip-ups, and they've been all geared around my period. But I am happy to say that I continued on. In the past, I usually, after slip-up or cheat day, I would give up. And that's part of the reason why I've never completed the RP diet, even though I've had these templates for about 2 years now. I would quit usually after the second week, after my period or after my first slip up. I would just say, you know what, I'll just start over again the following Monday or the following month. So I'm really happy that I just bounced back and continued on. And with that being said, let me share with you my results. So today I weighed in at 191, and I had started off at 202.6, so I'm down 11.6 pounds. I'm down 2.1% in body fat, so I've lost a total of a little over 8 pounds in body fat. I did lose a little over 3 pounds in lean body mass, which I'm not too happy about, but at least I lost more fat than lean body mass, I guess. As far as measurements go, I lost 1/2 inch around my arm, 3/4 of an inch around my bust, an inch off my waist. I like to measure around my belly button area, and I lost 1.5 inches around that. I've lost a total of 3 inches around my hip, 1.5 inches on my thigh, and 1/2 inch on my calf. As you can see in my picture, I've trimmed down on my waist area. I also have that little V forming on my upper back. And then if you look close, you can see tiny little back muscle definitions. Very tiny. I am not yet ready to post my side profile or my front profile. I'm just insecure, and yeah. So that might come at a much later time. I'm not sure yet. So those are my results. This past Monday I did start the Cut 2 tab on my RP diet. So what happened is I went from base, which is kind of like the starting position, the starting phase of the diet. And then once you hit a weight loss stall, you move on to Cut 1. And that involves just snipping away a little bit of, I think, fat. I'm not sure if it's the same for everyone, but for in my case, snip away a little bit of fat. And then Cut 2, which I just started Monday, I cut even more fat out of my diet. And I think, like, on average, I have like 1 serving of fat a day. A serving to, well, anywhere from 1/2 a serving to 1.5 servings of fat. So to give you an idea of what that is, that's like 1/2 tablespoon of olive oil to 1.5 tablespoon of olive oil for the entire day. So I did have to get a little creative with my meal prepping. And then I think on Cut 3, there's only 3 cuts. I think on cut 3, my carbs go away. So I'm actually hoping to finish this 12-week diet without moving to cut 3. That way I could recycle these templates and then use them again. And plus, I don't want to be on cut 3, not even for a week. So I hope my weight loss continues on cut 2. So my biggest pieces of advice, if you're on the RP cutting template, not the massing because I can't relate to that at all, is don't worry about the slip-ups and the cheats. It happens. You're human. Don't stress out over it. Don't freak out. It's not the end of the world. Just pick up your shit, put yourself back together, and continue forward. Because if you, like me, you know, quit every 2 weeks and start over every 2 weeks, you're not going to get anywhere. Just continue on. Also, another piece of advice, especially if you're moving on to cut 2 or cut 3, and this is coming from someone, I used to be a huge paleo person, you know, real food, natural food only. But when you are cutting fat out of your diet and carbs out of your diet, you gotta cave in a little and get a little creative. So I have bought, you know, sugar-free pudding, sugar-free, what is this stuff? Sugar-free Jello, sugar-free maple syrup, fat-free whipped cream, Laughing Cow cheese that has very little fat. I bought all these things that have little fat, little sugar, and a lot of chemicals. And I gotta say, I do not regret it one bit because it's the only thing that's keeping me sane. Especially the fat-free whipped cream, it's so good. Another piece of advice, find your support team. My boyfriend's been really supportive. He's even gone on a run with me. God bless his heart. The people from the classes that I teach, my clients, they've been so supportive. So find a support group, preferably someone that you could either exercise with or diet with, and join the RP forums that are on Facebook. They've been really helpful and beneficial to me. And my last piece of advice is take photos and measurements, you know, every week or every 4 weeks. They've been super helpful for me, especially the photos. The times that I felt like the scale was not budging, I felt like I was doing all of this for nothing. But when I look at the photos, or when I look at my measurements, my measuring tape measurements, they've been able to help paint the picture a little bit more clearly. And so the scale doesn't show you any results, chances are the measuring tape or the photos will. And like I said, they've been really helpful. Knowing your body fat percentage has also been helpful because you might not see the scale budge much, but you might see a huge difference in your body fat percentage. So if you have a way to measure that, I suggest that. Preferably, I think like the Bod Pod or the DEXA scan is highly accurate. And not only that, but it tells you where your fat is and your bone density. And then, actually, I got one more piece of advice, is to just remember to enjoy life. Looking forward to giving you another update, guys.